We'll come back to the traffic report. Tiffany, I know at one point you were in Denton up along 35. I see you're parked right now. Where are you and what are you seeing?
Yeah, Tashara, we're on 75 right now. We're just off of 75 here in Allen, Texas. And I just want to show you what we're seeing right now. You are right. We've been seeing accidents throughout the entire morning. And part of the problem is that when people don't see the rain, the sleet, and the snow, is that they don't think the roads are icy, but it definitely is this morning. So look at this right now. Oh, it's a little bit foggy on my camera. Let me put this windshield wiper on for you right here. But you could see there is a semi. It's a little bit covered right now because of that ice that actually covered our camera. But there's an Amazon Prime semi right now that is jackknifed. It's been here for more than an hour. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit to see if I can make that a little clearer for you guys. But this is actually an improvement because earlier we saw 2 fire trucks out here. Those have now cleared. And as you can see now, these tow trucks are actually this tow truck's actually doing what it can to get this jackknife Amazon Prime semi out of the way. 75 is shut down at this point, so let me zoom out even more. You can see that the cars are being diverted off the service road. So again, you guys, if you are heading out the door this morning, you want to be extremely cautious. We have been out and about since about 3 o'clock this morning. We've seen countless accidents because the roads are slippery and it is really hard to tell, but there is black ice out there. Tashara, let's send it back to you.
Okay, Tiffany, thank you. You guys, I actually want to show you another live look at that incident. But before we get there, a couple of options to help you get around it so you can avoid southbound 75. Maybe take Custer Road. Elma Drive is another option for you to avoid getting stuck in that mess that Tiffany was just showing you. Here's a live look overhead of that Amazon truck. Again, 75 Central Expressway. As you're trying to move southbound, early on, we saw that it was a parking lot. Thank goodness they have a wrecker on the scene. So hopefully they're going to get this big guy cleared out fairly quickly here. It's been there for multiple hours. Tiffany says she's seen it for an hour. I've seen it for a couple of hours simply because this incident has been working since way early on this morning. 75 southbound at Stacy, all lanes currently blocked. Here's the deal. Here's what you will see out there. Freezing rain, sleet, potential for slippery bridges, overpasses. Some roads may also be slick this morning if you do have to head out. Want to give you some tips if you do have to drive this morning. Avoid quick, jerky movements of the steering wheel that can cause skidding. If you have to avoid a collision, it might be better to steer rather than to brake. Sudden braking, by the way, could cause a loss of control. So that's what's happening right now. Marielle, I believe you're going to cover what's happening now as well as what we can potentially see tomorrow.
Absolutely. I mean, we have been tracking this kind of weather that will unfortunately become more widespread and heavier as we head into the overnight hours. But I'm going to take you through what's going on right now. We do have a little bit of that frozen precip moving across portions of the Metroplex. But I did also want to show you this. This freezing line has pushed well off towards the east, meaning anything on the western side of this line, we are looking at temperatures that are in the 20s. When you factor in that precip with those 20s, we're going to get winter type precip. And that's exactly what we're seeing across the Red River. A combination of snow and freezing rain, and closer to the Metroplex is where we're seeing a combination of that freezing rain changing over to the sleet. And that's what you can see here. I've got a little contour here to show you. Anything that's showing up as pink is more so the freezing rain. Anything that's showing up purple looking to be closer to a sleet type of consistency. It doesn't look like a lot now, but earlier in the morning, say around 3-4 in the morning, we did have a band of slightly heavier moisture moving through. And this is the reason why some of those bridges and overpasses are frozen. It's because of that moisture that came through, especially Tarrant County northward is where we saw a bulk of that activity. Now just seeing very light and scattered action across the Metroplex. Heavier activity is across the Red River this morning, and we'll continue to see that throughout the day. We're not expecting that much in terms of accumulation throughout the day today. It's tonight that is looking a little bit more treacherous. So I want to take you through the look at your temperatures again. About 21 right now in Sherman, at 19 in Gainesville. Temperatures in the Metroplex are in the mid-20s with 22 degrees in Fort Worth and 25 in Dallas. The wind out of the north, this is also going to be a factor for us when we're talking about a wind chill. So out of the north, anywhere between 10 to 20 miles per hour, about a 15 mile per hour sustained wind right now in Fort Worth and in Dallas, about 17 in Denton as well as McKinney, and about 10 in Gainesville, 8 in Decatur. So when you factor in that wind, it actually feels much colder than the temperature. It feels like 13 degrees in Dallas now, 9 in Fort Worth, and in Denton about about 11 in Decatur, and into the single digits just north of the Big Country, north of Interstate 20, closer towards Archer City, Seymour, Wichita Falls. It currently feels like 2 degrees, 25 in Canton, about 15 in Terrell. So what you can expect today, again, that continuation of the scattered light frozen precip, a combination of sleet and freezing rain. Remember, sleet is the little balls of ice that you can see bouncing off of surfaces. Freezing rain, it looks like rain, but freezes on contact, and that's because, of course, those temperatures are at the 32-degree mark or less, and that's going to lead to a very light glaze of ice, especially in areas of the Metroplex areas that are going to be with ice-covered roadways. Greg? Okay, well, thank you. We are looking at Wednesday night into Thursday, heavier freezing rain and sleet with higher ice accumulations. This is where travel is going to be a little bit more tricky for the area. This is the area of concern, not just during this time frame, but also just, you know, want to be really careful. We'll start to see this taper off Thursday into the afternoon hours from west to east, and I believe Greg is going to have a look at that on your timecast.
And I apologize for messing you up there on the graphic.
Oh,
that was me trying to do something else. All right,
for those of you at home, we're actually sharing a system right now, and so we try to time it out right, but sometimes it just doesn't.
That was all me. So yes, Marielle just broke down what to expect across the area, and it will get heavier as we head into tonight. So let's talk more about that with those temperatures really not budging much at all as we head into the late morning. What we've been seeing with the precip will continue to be light, spotty in nature in the form of that freezing drizzle, light freezing rain, sleet occasionally mixed in, and it will be more in the cold rain as we get on into East Texas. As we get into the afternoon and evening, still more of the same, but it will start to pick up as we head towards sunset and after. In coverage, it will get heavier. Look how widespread it is after midnight tonight. We are looking at widespread with the wintry mix of the freezing rain, the sleet from time to time as well. So this is when we will start to see more accumulation on not just the bridges and overpasses, all the roads could become icy as we head into the overnight hours heading toward tomorrow morning. So that's around 2 a.m. And then as we get into the morning rush, this is around 8 o'clock, that will still be ongoing. So it will be heavy. It will be persistent during the overnight hours heading on into late tonight and early tomorrow. Temperatures, as you see, will still be in the upper 20s out there as well. So that's when the driving will be most hazardous, not just the bridges and overpasses. Again, it will be all the roads will potentially be icy out there for tomorrow morning. So that will be the worst of it. It looks like during the morning hours tomorrow. And then as we head toward the afternoon, we'll start to see that winding down. The precip will from west to east as we head into the afternoon. It may even change over to all cold rain. Temperatures will try to warm up a little bit, but even as we head toward 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, probably still looking at temperatures right around maybe just below freezing, but it will try to warm up. It will, I think, in our eastern counties, and then that will start to taper off as we head on into Thursday evening. Things do begin to clear across the area. Now, we'll still have some precip left over even as we get into the weekend, but it should be mostly rain across the area. Now, as far as that accumulation is concerned, we are looking at about 2/10 of an inch up along the Red River, maybe approaching 1/4 of an inch. So it will be heavier north of the Metroplex as we come down to Dallas and Fort Worth, 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch of ice accumulation on those roads, the bridges and overpasses. Of course, will become icy first, but again, all roads as it becomes heavy late tonight going into early tomorrow could have some ice to deal with there. And you see it, that tapers off. It will be less so with the ice accumulation a little farther south, but really just about anywhere you go across North Texas, we will have those icy conditions to deal with. And those temperatures are going to stay quite frigid for us as well today. We'll see those temperatures that will try to warm back up, but will only be around 30, probably in the upper 20s as we go throughout the day today, warming into the upper 30s there for tomorrow. And then you see we steadily warm up as we get into the upcoming weekend. There on Friday, we'll be back around 44. All the precip should start to taper off. Still maybe a few rain showers, I think, as we get into Friday afternoon. And then on Saturday, we're looking at some upper 40s and mid to upper 50s by Sunday. We will have some scattered showers around. I do think mainly rain as we get into Saturday, so it won't be in the form of any wintry precip. If we see any, it will be during the morning. It will be light, shouldn't amount to a whole lot, and we'll see those temperatures back into the mid and upper 50s with plenty of sunny skies as we head on into Sunday. Gets back into the 60s even as we head into next week, so more of what we would expect as those temperatures finally do get back to normal. But until then, we will have lots of icy roads out there to deal with potentially heading into later today, tonight, and tomorrow. We do have that winter storm warning that is in effect that does include the Metroplex areas up along along the Red River included in that as well. And then elsewhere across North Texas, that winter weather advisory. So please do take it easy. If you have to be out, please give yourself some extra time. Watch out on those elevated surfaces as we go through the day. And then it gets worse as we head into tonight and early tomorrow. But if you don't have to get out, please do just stay in until this winter weather event passes us by. And we'll have more, of course, as we go throughout the morning. We'll have updates as well coming up on Good Morning Texas and News 8 at midday. All that coming up throughout the day. We'll keep you updated, so stay tuned.